Now, talk a little bit about the story you were telling me before about one night at your house in Nashville. When people would come in to do the show, they may often stay with you.
That was January 1969, and Bob Dylan was there. He was doing his...
Staying at your house?
Yeah. He was doing his Nashville Skyline album, and that's when we did a lot of things in the studio together. They've been bootlegging that lately. But anyway, Dylan was there, and Christopherson, and Joni Mitchell, and Graham Nash, and Shel Silverstein. And I was telling you that night in my house, the first time these songs were heard, Joni Mitchell sang Both Sides Now, Graham Nash sang Mary Cash Express, Shel Silverstein sang A Boy Named Sue, and Bob Dylan sang Lay Lady Lay, and Christopherson sang Me and Bobby McGee.
Good heavens.
It was the first time any of those songs were heard. That was that
Good
night.
heavens. Did you have snacks? I tell you what, when we come back, now you are going to sing something for us tonight.
I'd love to. I
All
got
right.
a new song I want to do for you. Chris wrote it.
Okay, well, we'll talk a little bit about that and some other stuff. We'll be right back with Johnny Clark. They're terrific, and we've added, tell the folks who we've added here tonight.
Marty Stewart works with me and plays mandolin, guitar, fiddle.
Very
He's
nice.
playing mandolin tonight.
What are you going to sing, Johnny?
I want to do a new song written by Chris Christopherson. I've been working with Chris and Willie Nelson and Waylon Jennings lately, and Chris has written the best songs I think he ever wrote, and recently, you know, and I've recorded 2 or 3 of them. I'd like to do one.
All right.
This song paints a picture, and it's from, inspired by the movie Grapes of Wrath. It's called Here Comes That Rainbow Again.
All right. Johnny
Okay,
Cash, folks. Here comes that rainbow again. Terrific, Johnny. Very nice. Just terrific. I don't know what to do with that. Just toss it here. Very nice. Good heavens. Now, I like this. This is nice.
Thank you.
When, Waylon, you were here, was it just about a year ago?
About a year ago, I think so.
Yeah. And at the time, we were talking a little bit about, there was a period in your lives when you guys were roommates.
Yeah.
Now, where did this take place? What was, first, let's get Johnny's
What's the name of that
recollections of
motel?
this.
Wasn't that the Madison Apartments in
I think
Madison,
it was.
Tennessee? I had the apartment and you moved in. Yeah.
Well, you did. I did the cleaning, and you were the
Well,
cook.
June came over and cleaned something.
I tell you, I'll never forget, John. Man, I never saw anything as funny in my life. That's the thing. When you used to come over at that apartment, and those are great times, you know.
Good biscuits, though. You know?
Yeah. I tell you, the thing.
Interesting article in here about Ernest Tubb. But you know, also what I wanted to say, I think when you were here, Johnny was a little under the weather.
Yeah, I was really worried about him.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
He came out of it like a champ, though.
Under the weather, was that when I was in alcohol and drug treatment center?
No, no.
Is that what you're
You was in the hospital.
Oh.
No, I was still on drugs. You was off of them at that.
Oh, yeah. I'll tell you, I may have been off of them, but that was a period of my life when the only person that would talk to me was the Lord, and the only woman that would have me was Betty Ford. That's where I wound up.
You know, you bring up an interesting point. There's an article, a little mention here in one of the New York City
I
papers.
was trying to give you an opening to ask me about all that.
Oh, I'm sorry. What,
No, go ahead.
no, do you want to talk about
Oh,
that?
I don't care.
No,
Go
all
ahead.
right, go ahead and
It doesn't
talk
matter.
about it. Tell me all you want to know. All I want to know about it.
Well, no, what is it you want to ask?
No,
me?
you're go ahead. And I think what you got to say is probably more interesting than what I got
I didn't
here.
have anything to say, really. I was kidding you.
No, you weren't.
All right, I wanted to say this, that that 1 out of 6 people, these people don't want to hear about alcohol and drug abuse and how to control it and stop it. They don't want to hear that. Not on this show.
No,
Not this lady.
Well, you know, I'm interested in Waylon's remark that when he was on the show, you were off drugs, but he was still on. So, in a certain respect, this is your first appearance on the show, then, isn't it?
Yes, this is the first one I remember.
So I'm not sure we got our money's worth that night.
You probably got more than you bargained for.
But anyway, everything's good in your life again.
Just great.
Now, at what length of time, how many years did you go by under this haze and blur of this stuff?
Well, I remember most everything. I had periods of blackout when I would, you know, you can always find excuses for taking drugs, and sometimes it was a pain, a broken bone, that I would take mood-altering painkillers, you know?
But how often would you get a broken bone?
Well, I kept a hammer in one pocket and the painkillers in the other pocket. No, you know, I read an article about me in one of these papers recently about Johnny Cash was on mood-altering pain medication because of his cowboy boots. The high heels gave him back pain. And I never thought of that either. You know why? And I thought about all the excuses we use for taking drugs, like your wife left you, or your wife didn't leave you.
Yeah.
It's a good reason for taking drugs. Or your dog died, or your dog didn't die.
Yeah.
Or it's Monday, or it's Saturday.
Anything goes.
Anything is a good reason. Was a good reason for taking drugs. To answer your question, I started taking them in 1958, amphetamines and barbiturates.
1958.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
59, to get up and come down, you know. And then I controlled it pretty well for a while, like you can do, but pretty soon it's like the alcoholic drinks out of the bottle, and finally the bottle starts drinking out of him. The pills were starting to take me in 1967 with the help of June and my faith and my religion and willpower. I managed to stop for a long, long time, but it was a broken bone that got me started back to taking medication again, pain medication. And then it would make me nervous, so I'd take something to go to sleep, and then I'd take something to get up in the morning.
You know,
it got to be a cycle again.
Chris Christopherson was here not too long ago, and he seemed to indicate that he was kind of no longer on autopilot, and that he seemed to be, things were, you know, a little clearer to him. Did you notice a big difference when you got things squared away as far as performing and writing and?
Oh yeah, yeah. I remember everything the last 14 months. It's a beautiful life. The straight life is.
Now,
Waylon, does this? Do you have a similar story here? Was this pretty much the deal with you?
I was on drugs for 21 years, almost solid, you know. And like John, I had the blackout times too, but I remember most of it too. I've been off for like going on my 11th month now.
Well, good.
And,
now, the two of you. Don't screw it up, all right?
I ain't going to.
11 months.
I wouldn't change. I tell you, I wouldn't change it for anything. And I mean, and I had it bad, you know.
Well, 21 years, yeah. That's not just like a casual flirtation.
It's like Paul Kennerly, a songwriter in Nashville. He's from England, and he asked me how much drugs I did a day, and I told him, you know, it was over $1,000 a day, and he said, don't you think that was a trifle excessive?
Oh my God! Good heavens!
You can't believe what that can do for your taxes too, you know.
Yeah. Now this, I'm guessing, is going to be one hell of a show. This is Waylon Jennings and Johnny Cash tomorrow night through Sunday night. Anybody else that we ought to mention on the bill?
June Carter and Jesse Coulter.
Mm-hmm. Oh, so you guys are being chaperoned. Not a bad idea. Johnny, it was a real pleasure to meet you. Quite a thrill. And Waylon, nice to see you again. Come back anytime. We get applause here for Station Identifications. We'll be back with Leon Spinks.